Good morning. Thank you for joining me for this yoga practice and choosing to start your day with me in a positive and healthy way. We're going to begin down in a seated position, so go ahead and take that comfortable seat on your mat. And I'm going to do my best today to show lots of options. I really want this practice to be accessible to everyone. And in order for that to happen, you really have to listen to your body and make the practice your own. Let's place the hands on the knees, close those eyes, and begin to turn your attention to your breath. Breathing deeply as you lengthen both your inhale and your exhale. Take a moment to check in with your body. You always want to be mindful of anything that might be feeling tender today. Gently begin to bring the chin down towards the chest, and then roll over to the right shoulder, and then down through center and over to the left. So we're just starting here with some half circles as we begin to release any tension and tightness from our neck. Work your way over to that right shoulder, open your eyes, and press down through the left palm. Moving to the other side, down through center, ear to shoulder, and press down through that right palm. Lifting the head, reach the arms up over the head, interlace the hands, pressing the palms up to the sky, and begin to gently open the heart up as you pull your arms back. So we're just beginning to open all down the front of the body. And then releasing the hands, meet me in a tabletop position in all fours. Moving into cow pose, gazing forward, opening the chest, lifting your tailbone up, and then as you exhale, round the spine, chin towards chest for cat pose. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Continue flowing at your own pace. So we begin to awaken the core muscles, all those muscles around the spine, moving through every vertebrae. Finding a neutral spine, a flat back, extend your right arm forward and left leg back for bird dog pose. Choose to stay or reach the hand back to the foot. If you're holding onto the foot, extend back out for bird dog pose, and then release. Switching sides, left arm, right leg, find balance. And again, choosing to hold the pose or reaching the hand back to the foot and pressing the foot into the hand. Bird dog pose as you extend arm and leg. Releasing, taking the knees wide, press the hips back. We're going to come into an extended child's pose. So you might want to shimmy side to side as you extend your arms as far forward as they can reach. Find nice length in your back, in your arms, and even into your hips. Moving forward and lifting your hips up for downward facing dog. Deeply bend the right knee and press the left heel down towards the floor. Switching sides. And then moving back to down dog. Taking your feet wide to a wide down dog, maybe to the edges of your mat. Begin to walk your hands backwards. Turn your toes out, drop your hips. We're going to come into a yogi squat or malasana pose. Hands at the heart. You're always welcome to keep them here on the floor. And maybe you start to add a little bit of movement side to side. Again, we're just awakening, seeing how we feel today. As we bring some movement into all of our joints, some strength into our muscles. Now find some stillness. And then take the hands to the mat. Turn your toes forward into a wide fold. Cradle those elbows and simply hang into this fold. So your knees can always remain bent here. But I want you to find some opening and length in the back of the legs. Releasing and walking the hands back out. We're going to come into a high plank, so bringing your feet back in line with your hips. Supported option is to take the knees to the mat. That is always available to you anytime you need it. Continue that nice steady breath. And then bend the elbows and lower the body to the mat. Pressing the feet into the mat, lift the chest for cobra pose. Keeping the elbows in towards the waist, shoulders down your back. Releasing to the mat, keeping the knees down, press your arms straight, and then lift your hips to downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg for one leg dog, keeping the hips square. Bend the knee, draw it in towards the chest as you create space to step the foot forward between the hands. Dropping the knee to the mat into this kneeling lunge position. So take your time. I realize that can be a big step. You want to be sure your heel is down and knee is over the ankle. Moving into a twist, taking your right hand up. And again, you can choose to stay here in this twist or take the hand back to the foot. Coming back to your twist, hands to the mat, step back to down dog. One leg dog with the left leg lifts. Bringing the knee into the chest, find your strength as you lift away from the floor, placing the foot onto the mat, lower the back knee, kneeling lunge. Moving into a twist, taking the left hand up. Staying or reaching that hand back to the foot. Coming back to the twist. Hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg back up, hips square. Bring that knee through the chest, keep the hips lifted, create the space, footsteps, and we come into crescent lunge. Again, take your time to find your pose. Interlacing the hands, press the palms up to the sky and maybe turn the eyes up and pulling the arms back. Releasing the hands as you come forward to a diagonal position. Lengthen through the crown of your head, through the heel. Continue to lengthen as you lift the back leg into Warrior 3, finding balance. Step back to that crescent lunge, arms sweep over the head. And then open to Warrior 2. Back heel finds the mat. Glance down, be sure knee right over ankle. Sometimes it wants to collapse in. I often see that in my classes. So just do a quick check. Begin to straighten your right leg. Grab onto that right wrist into archer pose, open through the side body. Begin to rebend to Warrior 2. Maintaining that alignment, lean over into side angle. We're going to move into extended side angle if that works for you by reaching the arm over the head. Here is fine. Or if you want to extend, add that. Lifting up, straightening both legs, adjust your feet, turning the left toes to the back of the mat, lean over for triangle pose. Taking the hands to the mat, step back to that high plank, or of course the supported plank. We are finding our strength, our energy today. Shift forward, lower all the way to the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat and lift for Cobra pose. So in Cobra, our elbows are soft. Choose to stay or to continue, press through the hands and feet and straighten the arms as you lift the knees and hips off the mat for Up Dog. Downward facing dog, flipping the feet over. Lifting the left leg, hips square. Bringing the knee in through the chest, lift away from the mat, step the foot, high lunge. Interlacing the hands, pressing the palms up, eyes up, gently pull your arms back. Sweeping the arms to your sides, moving into that diagonal position. Then begin to lengthen and lift for Warrior 3. Step back to that high lunge. Big step back. Then open to Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Belly's drawing in, shoulders over hips. Archer pose, straightening the leg, grabbing onto that left wrist as you pull back and open all through that side body. Warrior 2. Maintaining that alignment over your forward leg, lean over into side angle. Option to add that extension. Begin to lift, Turn the right toes forward towards the front and come into triangle pose. Taking the hands to the mat, stepping to your plank or supported plank. Move forward on your toes, bend the elbows in as you lower to the mat. Lift into cobra. Or press into up dog. Downward facing dog. Bringing your knees to the mat. Walk your hands back. We're coming into a kneeling position. We're going to take our left hand to our back for support, keeping the hips over the knees. Right arm comes up and back for supported camel. Lifting up, facing forward. Let's try that on the other side. Right hand to the back for support. Hips press forward, left arm back, eyes up. Lifting up, dropping your hips to your heels. Take the knees wide, child's pose. Bringing the hands back in, knees in, lift back up onto those knees. You'll notice I took my toes down into the mat. That is an option for you. Left hand to the back, right arm up, half camel, or reach that left hand to the heel. Lifting up, switching sides. You can always begin with the hand on the back. Left arm reaches back, or maybe the right hand goes to the ankle. Lifting up, moving back into a child's pose. Stretch that out. Lengthen the arms forward. Then rise up and have a seat. We're going to move into boat pose. So find your sits bones. Hands can hold on here. The thighs begin to lift, the toes, and then maybe release for your pose. Back nice and straight. Take the feet to the mat, hands under the shoulders, fingers forward, press up into an inclined tabletop. Taking the hips down. Let's do one more boat pose. Find your balance, and maybe some of you add that extension of the arms and the legs. Now moving into inclined tabletop, or some of you might choose inclined plank with the legs straight. Choose the option that works best for you. Releasing down. I'm going to turn and face you. We're going to go into a half straddle. We're going to start with the left leg out, the right in. Start to reach over that extended leg, and then the arm comes up. Begin to lift. Take that left leg over, cross it over the right to the outside of that knee. Extend the right arm up. We're moving into a seated twist, turning to gaze over the shoulder. then switching sides, extending the right leg out. Left foot will come in for this half straddle. You're going to lean over, extend the arm up. So again, today I'm having you do a lot of opening throughout the ribs, the side body. Coming up, crossing over, and moving into your seated twist. We're going to move into a full straddle, extending the legs, toes up, and then you're going to come forward any amount. Do what works for you. Do your best to keep your toes and knees up as your upper body comes forward. Walking the hands back in, coming back to that comfortable seat, just like how we started class. Hands resting on your knees. I once again invite you to simply close your eyes. You can turn your attention to your breath. Or maybe you want to turn your focus to your day. Setting your intention. Visualizing how you want your day to go. And knowing that whatever your day brings, knowing that you are strong enough and capable enough to handle whatever comes your way. Choosing acceptance and gratitude over fears and worries. Opening the eyes and bringing your hands to your heart center. Please know that you are strong enough and beautiful enough and capable enough to handle whatever comes your way today. Thank you for joining me for this practice. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you again for joining me for class. I hope you have a blessed day.